A few months ago, we read a book called Bringing Down the House by Ben Mesrick. It was about MIT students using card counting in casinos across the nation to escape from their mundane college lives. The whole novel revolves around one student who tries a new activity, and from that, finds new meaning in his life. This aspect of the book inspired us to pose the theory about trying new things in all of our daily lives. In a society that we live in, we notice that people have a tendency to stick to things that are familiar and in their comfort zone. Our question for the research project and this video is what causes people to be more inclined to trying new things and what effect does it have on our lives?
Our method for testing this was to cook unfamiliar foods in different styles and perform a taste test with multiple people. We noticed which foods people were more inclined to taste first and which ones they liked the most. We also asked people if they normally tried new things and their past experiences with going outside or staying in their comfort zones.
First, we went to the store to find exotic vegetables to use for our project.
When we went shopping, we tried to find a combination of different foods. Some of them resemble foods that we see every day, and some look really unfamiliar and new to us. In order to select a variety of foods that our student body hadn't tried before, we decided to buy 4 different vegetables: the oppo, Singh, lotus root, and chayote. We also interviewed people at the supermarket to see their views on stepping out of their comfort zones.
The best way to have kids try new things is to start them when they're young. And a major thing is yourself trying new things in front of your child. And even if you don't like the taste of it being new, it's got to be more like an experience. Like, wow, this is really good. And then they'll be more open to try it. It's all because kids are, they copy their adults. They copy what they see you eat something really good. They want that really good. That's pretty much all I really got to say on that.
Why do you think it's important to have them try new things? Like, why not just...
Because it opens their mind on so many things. There's so much junk food out there, and a bunch of more healthier food than just junk food. You try healthy food, it's good. It tastes good. It's got good flavor to it. A lot of them, they just think that the pizza or the cakes or candies, cookies, chips are what's good, but not all the time.
Our next step was to cook these foods. Since we didn't know much about them, we resorted to online recipes to prepare them. We started off with the lotus root. It's very bitter, and so we're going to peel it and slice it and cook it.
Yes. Okay, I cut off the root, and this is what it looks like from the inside.
Can you see all the way through?
We cut off the lotus root, and they're in little rounds like this. And then we're going to cook them afterwards.
We soaked the cut pieces in a mixture of vinegar and water for about 30 minutes, which we then boiled and drained.
We're now peeling an oppo. We're getting it ready for you to eat.
Mature oppo. We diced the oppo and made a stir fry with onions and soy sauce. The hand or the old grandma? Grab it now.
No, it's the hand. You guys, this is like
Why do you look so grumpy today? We chopped up the chayote and boiled it in salt water. The Singh is like the Chinese version of the okra, which is like a small vegetable, yay big.
Okay, so now that we laid it out, we're going to season it. First with some olive oil with red pepper flakes in it, so it's like a little bit spicy. And then pepper.
Oh my goodness.
We have the oppo stir-fried in soy sauce and onions. We have the chayote boiled with salt water. The lotus root boiled in vinegar water. And this is the Singh baked with spices and oil.
All made just for you.
When our food was ready to go, we brought it to our subjects for taste testing.
I'm glad I tried it, but okay. I think you should always try new food. You're stupid if you don't.
Can I open my mouth so you can see it?
You guys have free food?
I just need to see
If it tastes good, then it's my loss.
So why don't you want to taste it?
I honestly don't feel like trying it.
Why?
It just doesn't look that appealing.
So, do you think that you're losing something by not trying it?
No, I don't think I'm losing anything.
You're not. It doesn't taste bad.
I'm not losing anything.
It's so bland.
Do you consider yourself someone that doesn't try things new?
No, I do try things new. Not all the time.
Why are they so bland? They don't taste like anything. Is that intentional?
You're holding me hostage.
Wait, so you tried all that new food. What do you feel like?
I feel
feel like
still.
New experience. Just give me some answers.
Do you normally like to eat new food?
I mean, if I if I go places, there's usually some kind of food that I wanted in the first place for me to go there, so I'm not going to really try anything new unless if someone told me to like try something new from there. But in cases where someone's like try something, I'll usually try it unless if it's spicy because I don't like spicy foods.
Oh God.
What did it taste like?
It tasted like public restroom. It was bad.
Are you guys normally the type of people to try new things, you think, or not really?
Usually.
Yeah, that one's really deceptive. It looks like a fruit.
Yeah,
I thought
it
it was like sweet or something, but.
So do you think you made your decision, like trying new things, trying the new food, based on what it looked like?
Definitely. Definitely.
I thought it didn't look that good, but it tasted really good. It was really strange. It was kind of sweet.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Oh, that's different.
Different bad or different good?
Different bad. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would have this.
Before you tried them, you were ready to go for the lotus root, but not the.
I like the way it's shaped. It has an interesting shape there.
Do you think how the food looks is like a big factor in whether you try it? Do you think you went for the ones that looked like the most appetizing first?
Probably, yeah. That kind of looks like... I don't know, it just does not look appetizing. Yeah. Maybe you put like strawberries on it.
On this?
There's a toothpick.
It's okay.
Would you like to try it, Amy?
Okay.
I swear to God, if this poisons me, I'm gonna haunt you for the rest of your life. Wait, is this avocado?
No. It's a vegetable. There's a trash can over there. You need to spit it out.
That's bitter melon, right? Oh, really?
It just tastes funny.
Oh.
I've had it before. Yeah. I just didn't like it.
So you tried something new?
Yeah.
And
And
you
I
didn't
will
want
never try anything new again. This suck. Could you get like good food? Trying new food is like jumping off a cliff.
Dude, I'll tell
You
one
could
thing
die,
you
you
might
could
have
not die. And I think I died a little.
Dude, they're probably...
To get comprehensive results, we made sure to interview a large sample of people of varied ages and lifestyles. The results from our experiments were mostly in accordance with the research that we had found online. However, we were surprised by the large number of people who were willing to try one of our dishes. We saw a lot of patterns in our data. Most people tried the food that either looked or smelled the most appealing, like the colorful star-shaped lotus root. They also were more inclined to taste the food that contained familiar ingredients such as the oppo, which was stir-fried in soy sauce. To understand the logic behind students' responses, we conducted research online and spoke to the school's student advocate, Richard Prince, about stepping outside one's comfort zone.
Just go back to like a basic survival, of humans. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a reason to not try new things because it might poison you. And then I think there's just people being used to certain habitual way of being. Like this is kind of who I am, and this is where my comfort zone.
The New York Times published an article in 2011 about stepping out of one's comfort zone. One of the researchers, Daniel Park, states, "We need a lot of productive discomfort. If you're too comfortable, you're not productive. If you're too uncomfortable, you're also not productive. Like Goldilocks, you can't be too hot or too cold. The way to get out of our comfort zone is to build up our body's acceptance to change, much like getting vaccinated. We feel a little bit of pain now to avoid a whole lot of pain later." One paper reported that researchers from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill have discovered that negative experiences, specifically from trying new foods, often breeds food neophobia, or fear of trying more new food in the future, especially if that experience was bad. By and large, however, the studies we found were more positive. The American Psychological Association stated that change, more often than not, resulted in good rather than bad, mentally, physically, and emotionally. In a related study, psychologist Richard Walker found that people who engage in a variety of experiences in their lives are more likely to retain positive emotions and minimize negative ones than people who have had fewer experiences.
I think sometimes people are forced to make changes. It's either that or, that's the main one, but then it's like just some, like they have an epiphany, like this, they're bored. They're bored, like I've had it with Cupertino, it's like vanilla ice cream, and I want some strawberry. Rocky Road. It's harder. It can be hard to do that. Because if your identity is invested in a certain way of being, then you're going to do something else. You almost have to reinvent yourself.
From our experiment, we conclude that people have a tendency to try new things unless they have a previous negative experience. Those who try new things and benefit from them are much more inclined to do so in the future, making it easier to overcome unexpected changes. Society and peers affect one person's willingness to break out of their comfort zone, and people tend to drift towards familiar objects, again reasserting their comfort zone.
I think the most important part of that we saw was that people, after trying one thing that they didn't like, it stopped them from trying different things. And I think people here in our society will really benefit from not using past experiences to hinder them in their future.
My hope is that the community also got something out of this project, and that is that the people we talked to, that they learned that trying new things is overall a rather positive experience, and that they'll take this experience and they will apply it to their daily life and have a more diverse life.